right, y'all, what's happening? It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and I am here with my review for episode 3 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Disney+. If you have not seen this joint, y'all already know, come back, because it will be spoilers. First and foremost, let me say thank you to everybody who's been rocking with me for the past couple weeks. We're going to keep trying to do this every single week. Again, I've seen the first 4, so you got the first 4 for sure reviews coming, and I'm going to make sure I have each and every other one, the other 5, in a timely manner out for you. Schedule's busy. Thank God for that. A lot of stand-up, a lot of acting, but I want to be here for y'all because I love y'all. You support me, and I want to keep giving you guys what you come here for. This is still become one of my... I love this sitcom because that's what this is. Look, it's a sitcom based on a superhero, so it's what you expect. And I know there's still some people going, well, we just didn't like it because we like Daredevil and Jessica Jones better. Jessica Jones, Daredevil fought a lot and they cussed, and Daredevil and Jessica Jones, they fucked. Okay. Y'all just want to try to find reasons. These are two totally different shows. Whatever. Speaking of Jessica Jones, there's a rumor she may show up later on in the season. We don't know. But to see her go and talk to Blonsky, and we see the footage from Shang-Chi. We see the fight from Shang-Chi. So now we know where this falls in as opposed in reality where it was supposed to. And I say that because, remember, COVID messed everything up as far as timeline-wise. We are really behind the 8 ball. We should be further ahead in the MCU timeline than what we are, but COVID messed up everything. Things got released later, earlier, productions halted, restarted, etc., etc. And to see the fight, and then for Jennifer to approach Blonsky and him be like, yo, I was forced by Sorcerer Supreme of the Mystic Guards named Wong, and for Nikki to pull up my man's LinkedIn page. The man's work history is him being Sorcerer Supreme, a librarian for 11 years, and a Target sales associate. Now, here's the crazy part. Did you notice who their mutual friend is? Bruce Banner, which means Nikki's LinkedIn page has Bruce as a friend. That's great. You get Jennifer doing more fourth wall breaks. I said this, by the way, on Twitter, and I think I need to repeat Twitter and Facebook, and I need to repeat this here. There are way too many people, primarily dudes, going, She-Hulk is just trying to be like Deadpool breaking the fourth wall. Well, this is how much I know y'all don't know shit, for those who like to say that, okay? Deadpool was not the first character to break the fourth wall. She-Hulk was. It is in the comics. It predates Deadpool. So what she does is taken straight from the comics. This is not trying to be Deadpool. But her saying, you know, you enjoying all the cameos, Blonsky and Bruce, and you waiting to see Wong, but don't forget whose show this is. And I love that part. I love that. And we get to that, and then seeing how, you know, you get the news clippings. Now, here's something that was kind of dope for me. The internet chatter that they show when they show all the different news outlets, but then go to the YouTube reviewers and the Twitter comments with the dudes going, man, first they take the Hulk's manhood, and then, yo, I don't mind women heroes, but make your own. Oh, black dude going out smash, because let's just keep it a buck. All pretty much most of the black dudes that do reviews have been like, yo, I definitely smash. Like, I'd smash She-Hulk. Even though it sounds aggressive. Like, you got to say, I smash She-Hulk. But I let Jennifer Walters, but whatever. But, again, this show, as much as it's done fourth wall breaks, addressing what really goes on in certain things, those things mentioned in internet chatter are real. The white dude in the car making a YouTube review, oh, this got to be woke, blah, 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 blah. Well, these women heroes and all these and complaining is real. It goes back to episode 1 when Jennifer talks about her having to control her anger because she might ignore a guy could get her killed. These are real life things. And again, the dudes that are gonna get mad at it are the usual suspects because why? They are talking about y'all. The expression is a hit dog hollers. The fact that Dennis shows up to GLK and H and he thought he was in a relationship with Meg Thee Stallion. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I started watching this, I was like, yo, this, now keep in mind, I've seen this before it was released earlier last week, I believe it was, that Megan Thee Stallion would be debuting in the MCU. Right? So I'd already seen this. So when they started talking about him dating Megan Thee Stallion, I was like, yo, is Megan Thee Stallion really about to appear? Now, in sitcom history, for those who don't remember, a lot of shows in the 90s used to do this heavily, especially a lot of the TGIF shows on ABC, where they would be talking about a celebrity or whatever, and then out of nowhere they appear. Because you're like, nah, they not showing up. And then everybody's like, ah, yeah, the studio audience going crazy. And so that was the one thing I wonder in the development of the show, even though it is set in real life. Did somebody say, yo, we should have a studio audience sound at one point? Like, because I know it's supposed to be set in the actual world, but whatever. Come to find out that Megan Thee Stallion is really a shapeshifter from Asgard known as Runa. And that they said, Plug said, yo, you should have known it was Megan Thee Stallion because she drove a Passat. I was tickled with that. At Blonsky's parole, yo, his 7 soulmates showed up. Shouts out to them showing love for their man, sticking by their man. And a lot of people will say again, this wouldn't happen. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I want you to go ahead and look up. All of the prison bay and all of the prisoners in real life that have had women or men flocking to them. It has happened. It's how you get cults and et cetera, et cetera. I wrote this down in my notes. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I got everything down. You can tell that Tim Roth is having so much fun. You can tell him doing Abomination in this way. Like, he had fun when he did The Incredible Hulk, right? But it is something about this level of doing the Abomination and this level of being Emil Blonsky that he is having a blast. Like, he is having so much fun. And then he gives he's been giving inspirational speeches and people speaking on his behalf. And Jennifer was like, yo, I don't think the inspirational speech is admissible in court. Like, that is correct. Also, Blonsky asking, have you ever heard of the Kumite? Shouts out to Jean-Claude Van Damme and Bolo. Okay, y'all, if you ain't never seen Bloodsport, you gotta see that movie. I'm going through, because I'm not doing all the different points completely in this show. But when they started even Jennifer bringing up with connecting the A and B storyline, breaking the fourth wall, telling you things, how they go. Now, I saw some reviews that have said that the She-Hulk storyline is one thing they get, but the A and B, the other B and C storylines and things like that, they don't really rock with. It feels like it's sloppy and it's all over the place. Again, I think a lot of people are trying to say they want a perfect show. No show is perfect. Not this, not any MCU show, not any regular sitcom. Hell, Family Matters, which is one of the greatest sitcoms ever, was never perfect. The Cosby Show, not perfect. Friends, not perfect. Seinfeld, not perfect. I can go through a litany of things. They weren't perfect. They were great shows. Some had their flaws here and there, but, this show has to tie together the sitcom elements, the element of Jennifer Walters being a lawyer, on top of Jennifer Walters being a superhero lawyer, while dealing with clients who have to deal with these other different things. And so, yes, to acknowledge the A and B storyline connects. I'm not going to try to push fully how I feel on anyone. I say this thing all the time with every review I do, no matter what. These are my opinions. These are how I feel. I try to lay them out with all facts. Now, if that changes your perspective, that is an entirely different thing, right? If it changes your perspective and it makes you see stuff in a different way, then you're like, okay, I get what he's talking about. To connect the Pug, Dennis, Rune, Nikki, Wong, Jennifer, Blonsky storylines together and have the whole show moving in one direction per se, it's fun. It doesn't have to go completely straight in that way. till the end of the episode, it goes that way, and then of course again it's going to go separate ways because of certain storylines have to go certain things. So when you get to the courtroom after that, having Jennifer talk to Dennis and giving him advice, and seeing the court case, Megan Thee Stallion is in the actual courtroom. I was like, okay, that's how that works. So basic cameo. She is in the courtroom. You got Rune out here trying to impersonate the judge, sitting there trying to, all this other crazy stuff. Now, when I saw Rune at first, I was like, yo, Runa, she's another actress. I had to Google it. I had to look it up while I was watching the episode. Because I was like, yo, why does this look like another comic I know? Because Runa looks like this comic named Jen Murphy. And I was like, yo, did Jen get an MCU too? That's dope. Because it looks like her, but it wasn't. But to see her in the courtroom is amazing. Then afterwards, towards the end of the episode, I saw this footage a while back of Tatiana Maslany twerking as She-Hulk. And I was like, yo. And this is the footage I saw was non-CGI footage of her twerking. And to watch her twerking with Meg Thee Stallion, look, for a lot of men and women, that was a great scene. Let's just keep it real. That is one of the things I'm going to do here. There were dudes and women like, look, we've all seen Megan Thee Stallion is blessed like good cold peanut butter thick, good gyro meat thick, good fresh break sourdough bread thick. Tatiana Maslany out here thick as banana bread. Okay? And there's some women I know that was like, yo, like, look, shouts out to the homie Drew Jones. She was like, we'd all let She-Hulk smash, right? I'd like indubitably. But to watch that and watch them twerk, but then to watch Jennifer out of breath get him goes, Megan Thee Stallion, I would kill for you. And I'm Megan like, yo, chill. That tickled me. But then to see later on, to see Jennifer be attacked by a group of dudes that have a bunch of, was those car weapons? I can't remember what type of weapons they were. Please excuse me. But they were trying to get her blood. They were trying to get her blood because they were trying to pierce her skin, and they couldn't when she turned into a Hulk. Which means if she's not green, you got a better chance of getting her. But those are Asgardian weapons. Excuse me. I think that's what they were. Again, I didn't write it down on my notes. So please forgive me before everybody be in the comments like, this is what it was. Calm down. But now it beckons the question: is this Titania who sent them to get her? Because again, we know she's a influencer. We know Titania has money, clearly. Was it the leader? Because we got Blonsky, we got the Hulk. We were always wondering, will we get another iteration of Samuel Stearns after what happened in Incredible Hulk? Would it be the same person who played him? I can't remember because I'm not finna IMDb who it was. Matter of fact, I'll do it because we'll do it live, y'all. You wonder, would you get another version of that? Let's see. Where's my IMDb and all these apps? I'm going to do one of these things on my phone that a lot of people tend to do, and that's group apps together. Because when I start to group apps together, maybe I will have a chance of having finding things better. Incredible Hulk. 2008. Yep. Ed Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth. That was Tim Blake Nelson. Yeah. So I don't know if we'll get Tim Blake Nelson back to play Samuel Stearns in this. Don't get me wrong. We all were hoping to see him as the leader after the movie, but we didn't know what we were getting, and now we know where we're going, et cetera, et cetera. But this opens the door now for the other storyline. Is She-Hulk? We know She-Hulk is supposed to fight Titania. Titania is one of her main villains throughout this. Will she need the help of Abomination to fight Titania? Different things. Bruce, he left previous episode. Is he coming back with his kid? That's what's the perceived notion for everybody who understands the storylines. But again, perceived notions, guesses, estimated theories. None are set in stone. I was telling somebody this yesterday when I was doing a one-on-one with the supervillain, which you can join on my Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J. Washington. What we do is we sit down about 30, 45 minutes. We have a nice little just giant talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. But we brought this down, and I said, even if that is what we think that may be happening, Bruce going to get his kid, We can't be upset if that's not what happens because we're not promised anything. The only thing in the MCU that is 100%, it is what is written on Kevin Feige's desk and on the board behind in his office to show what the timeline is and what things are going to be. That is what's the 100%. Nothing else is. Nothing else is. So, again, is it guaranteed? We know she's going to fight Titania, being She-Hulk. We know Blonsky's going to come into point because you're not just having him. I doubt. I'm not gonna say you're not. I doubt you just have Tim Roth to be Abomination in the cage. You know, he's reformed, he's trying to get out, you know what I'm saying, get his chicks, live his life, but also he can turn back and forth to the Abomination. You're gonna need the Abomination. There's a reason for the Abomination. We also know the Thunderbolts are coming. There's been, you know, the list, I forgot to write it down in thinking about this, of who all are supposed to be part of the Thunderbolt squad or who are going to be used. You know, Titania was mentioned, Abomination was mentioned, U.S. Agent, Yelena Belova, a lot of people we've been introduced to throughout the shows in the MCU. And so, again, it moves forward, and next week we get episode 4, and I have, isn't this my episode 4 review? No, that's my episode 1. I got my episode 4 review, and so, you know, it's still a lot more coming. It's still a lot more coming and a lot of different things that I think you all are going to enjoy. Overall, if I have to review this episode, I have to. I mean, if I have to give a grade, it's still early as I'm doing this, y'all. If I have to give a grade for this episode, I give it a 4.5. Nothing has hit a 5 yet for me. 4.5. It is worked what is done. There are a few little things, I'm little tweaks, but I don't care. They're not major. I'm not going to give it a 5. But I'm having fun with this. You know, I'm remembering it's supposed to be a sitcom. I'm remembering it's a sitcom with superpowers and superhumans. I'm understanding there are going to be different storylines. Some are not going to be at all connected to the main storyline because it's about it's a show about a lawyer. Like I said, it's like Ally McBeal, which, by the way, if you paid attention to what I did, I think it was last week's review, I mentioned Ally McBeal as a lawyer show, and the same day, an article dropped on Deadline that they were bringing Ally McBeal back, and I was like, boy, I'm good. That was all. I had to pat myself on the back for that. I'm not going to lie. But with all that being said, I want to know what you think down in the comments below. As always, keep it civil. We are talking about a freaking comic book TV show. It is not that serious. It is not that serious. I know some people will be like, well, what have you talking about? It is not that serious. Calm down, all right? Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. If you have not watched my videos on Instagram where I do reacts to like crazy videos I get sent and find out through the internet, you are not going to want to miss this. I hope they make you laugh as much as anything else. If you see down below and you want to show a little love, the Super Thanks is down below. You can go ahead and do something with that. As I mentioned earlier, my Patreon support, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Join the Supervillain Squad. The Mad Titan Podcast. It is September. We are coming back this month, baby. Yeah, man. Finna be talking about everything going on in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. Barbershop Talk for Nerds. Come on in the convo. I'm going to dispel some rumors that y'all have been hearing about a few things. I'm going to shut them down real quick because I talked to some folks. I get to do some things. Yeah, man. Stand-up shows, if you're in and around the Los Angeles area, please stay tuned. I put a lot of stuff up. I'll be at the Hollywood Improv a lot. Jeez, I'm at the Hollywood Improv a lot, and I'm grateful for it. And a lot of other shows as well. All of that. So, I got to do some filming this week as well. All right, y'all. Holla at y'all later. Take care. Your boy out. Bye.